I'm 42. Been married to Claire for almost 10 years. She's one of those people with this quiet kind of presence, you know the type. Doesn't have to say much to take up space. She could walk into a room full of CEOs or just a laid-back Sunday brunch, and she'd belong in both. We had this cozy two-story house just outside Portland. Brick on the outside, ivy crawling up one side, looked like something out of a movie. I used to call it our forever house. We never had kids, not because we didn't want them. We tried. Really tried. But, life had other plans. Eventually, we just stopped talking about it. That silence became our way of coping. Still, we built a life together. Or at least, I thought we did. I work operations for a supply chain company. Not the most exciting job, but it's solid. And yeah, I travel a lot. My director's always like, "Mark, we need you on site." So I go. Texas one week, Seattle the next, maybe Detroit after that. I'm used to hotel rooms, airport food, FaceTiming Claire from some random lobby. She always said she understood. Said she was proud of how hard I worked. That she'd hold things down while I was gone. And she did. She's amazing at what she does, real estate. She gets this glow when she's talking about it. Helping people imagine their lives in new homes, that was her thing. She loved it. We had a rhythm. Sunday mornings were our thing. Same cafe, same walk. Black coffee for me, oat milk cappuccino for her. The barista knew our drinks before we even stepped in. We weren't flashy. Just, stable. Easy. Comfortable. But over time, without even noticing, I started to feel the rhythm slip. It wasn't anything big. Just small stuff. Claire used to send me texts during the day. A meme, a cute dog on the street, a picture of her lunch with some dumb joke. Then one day, the text stopped. When I'd come home from trips, she still smiled, still kissed me. But it felt lighter. Like the warmth was there, but, further away. She'd go straight to the shower. Long ones. Her gym bag was always packed and sitting by the door, but it didn't smell like a gym bag. It was too, put together. I didn't say anything. Didn't want to be that guy, paranoid or needy. She hadn't done anything wrong. But still, something just felt off. Like the space that used to be ours had quietly shifted while I was gone. Maybe it was just stress. Maybe I was overthinking it. But sometimes, even when no one says a word, you can feel the silence growing. One thing that never changed, though, was her book club. Thursday nights. Like clockwork. She's been doing that for years. 5 close friends, taking turns hosting. They'd drink wine, talk about the book, laugh till late. It was her thing. I never questioned it. I respected that space. Even when I was home, Thursdays were hers. I'd order takeout, throw on a movie she'd hate, wait for her to get back. She used to come in, tipsy and glowing, going on about plot twists or how Lisa got loud after 2 glasses of wine. But lately, even that felt different. She still left with the same tote bag, but it looked heavier. She used to come back by midnight, cheeks a little flushed, talking a mile a minute. Now. It's 1 a.m. No wine breath. No stories. Just a quick smile and, it was good. Sometimes she wouldn't even say much. Just head to bed. Other times, she'd sit at the table, glued to her phone, barely noticing I was there. And the Instagram posts? Gone. She used to share little snapshots, group pics, book covers, cheesy captions like, "Ladies' Night Open Book Wineglass 2 hearts. But lately, nothing. Just silence. I told myself not to overthink it. That people change. That friendships evolve, routines shift. But the energy around it. It felt different. Like something unspoken had started. The night everything changed, started like any other Thursday. Claire left around 6:45. A little earlier than usual. I kissed her goodbye in the hallway. She smelled like gardenia, and something else. Something sharper. New perfume. She didn't mention it, just gave me this soft smile and said, "Don't wait up. We might be at Jenna's late tonight." But 10 minutes later, I saw Jenna's Instagram story. It was her and her husband, eating dinner at home. Captioned, "Date night, finally." So, Claire wasn't at Jenna's. I stared at that post. My mouth went dry. My brain tried to reason it away, but my gut was already screaming. She lied. I walked circles around the house. Made coffee. Didn't drink it. Turned the TV on just for the noise, but I wasn't watching. All I could see were flashes, her laugh. Her sleepy voice in the morning. The way her fingers would find mine under the covers at night. It felt like I was watching someone else's life. Not mine. By 9 p.m., I was at my desk, opening the drawer with the emergency key to Claire's car. I told myself I wouldn't use it. I used it anyway. 10 minutes later, I was sitting in her car. In the garage. Engine on. Hands shaking. I didn't know what I was looking for. I just needed something. And then I saw them. Red high heels. Passenger side floor. New. Expensive. Claire doesn't wear red heels. Not to book club. Not ever. There was also a black scarf I didn't recognize. And in the glove box, a small empty box of mints. Not weird, right? Except I'd already found one in her coat pocket 2 days ago. Same mints. Same week. 2 boxes. That's when it hit me. I wasn't just paranoid anymore. Something was real. I needed to know who. I went inside. Pulled out her old laptop, the one gathering dust on the bookshelf. She hadn't touched it in months. Said it was too slow. I believed her. It wasn't slow. It was just disconnected. She was still logged into a browser. Not her usual email. A second account. One I didn't even know existed. I clicked. 10 emails. All from the same sender. N.Daniels45 @ They weren't long. Didn't have to be. Tonight was unforgettable. I can't stop thinking about you. You're everything I needed to feel alive again. He doesn't deserve you. You know that. Red heart that last one. It had a photo. Blurry. Candlelight. A bed. Her necklace. And a man's silhouette, shirtless. Arm around her. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just sat there. You know, the truth doesn't always show up like a car crash. Sometimes it just settles in. Heavy. Quiet. Like wet cement in your chest. The truth doesn't always hit you like a truck. Sometimes, it leaks in. Drop by drop. Until one day you look around, and you're drowning in it. After I found Claire's hidden email, after I saw those blurry photos, I didn't sleep. Not a second. I just sat there, 2 a.m., on the edge of our living room couch. Laptop open. Blue light on my face. And this growing silence in my chest that wouldn't go away. This wasn't paranoia anymore. This was fact. She cheated. But I still didn't know who he was. N. Daniels, the name from the email, it sounded familiar. Like a name I'd heard 1,000 times, but never really paid attention to. So I searched. Started connecting dots. And then it hit me. Nathan Daniels. Chief Medical Administrator. My boss. Not just a supervisor, the boss. The guy who signs the travel requests. The guy who approves who goes where, and when. The same guy who kept sending me out of town like clockwork. Texas. Detroit. Seattle. Mark, you're the best guy for this. Right. He wasn't complimenting me. He was clearing the field. I started looking back at the schedules. Every single time I left town, Claire had a girls' night. Every single time. It wasn't random. It wasn't bad luck. It was intentional. And Nathan, he had always been just a little too friendly. At the holiday auction last year, Claire wore that backless velvet dress. Nathan's wife said she looked stunning. Nathan didn't say anything. Just smiled. Raised his glass toward Claire. That smile. Now I know what it meant. He wasn't just sleeping with my wife. He was orchestrating it. Giving me the microphone and the stage, while he took my place in my own bed. And that wasn't even the worst part. Because I kept digging. I found older messages. Deleted ones. But her cloud backup still had them. And what I found made my stomach turn. Thursday's gonna be wild. Me, you, and Elle again. Same setup. Leo's in. He can bring the stuff. You always know how to keep a man coming back. Or three of us face blowing a kiss. Leo. Leo Vargas. Second-year surgical intern. The kid I mentored. The one who sent me homemade cookies last Christmas with a handwritten card that said, "Thanks for believing in me, Dr. Reynolds." He was in my house. In my bed. With my wife. With my boss. This wasn't just cheating. It was a whole damn circus. 3 men. One of them above me. One under me. One I didn't even know. And all of them, laughing behind my back. While I was in another city giving a keynote on emergency preparedness, they were preparing something else entirely. I kept scrolling. There were shared calendars. Synced plans. Meeting invites. Nathan would approve my travel, and then message Claire. He's gone Friday at 10 a.m. You know the drill. Bring the wine. Leo's got the new toy. I felt sick. This wasn't a fling. This was a lifestyle. I checked Nathan's cabin. A place 2 hours outside the city. He once offered it to Claire and me. Said we should take a break there sometime. We never did. Or at least, I didn't. But Claire. Yeah. She was there. I found a digital access log. She used her maiden name on the entry key. Multiple Thursday night check-ins. And not alone. Leo's name came up too. Even a few others. Sometimes they all arrived within 10 minutes of each other. Sometimes they stayed the whole weekend. They built a parallel life. A second world. While I saved lives in emergency rooms, they were busy destroying mine. I didn't confront anyone. Not yet. Not Claire. Not Nathan. Not Leo. Because I wasn't ready to cry. Wasn't ready to scream. I was ready to plan. Because now. I had everything. Names. Faces. Dates. Locations. And I wasn't just going to take this. No. I was going to flip their world upside down. I didn't plan revenge. I engineered it. This wasn't about rage. Or jealousy. This was about truth. Cold. Clear. Undeniable truth. I didn't want apologies. I didn't want explanations. I wanted them exposed. Cornered. With no room to run. No version of the story they could twist to survive. And it started, with an invitation. See, I still had back-end access to the hospital's internal scheduling system, perks of seniority. So I created a fake event. Staff Appreciation Dinner, Thursday, 7 p.m. Created by Nathan Daniels. Approved and sent. I even added Leo to the list. Made sure it looked real, just enough admin speak and casual formatting to blend in. But I knew they wouldn't show. Because I'd already read Claire's message to Nathan. Same cabin. Same time. Let's not invite Leo this round. Just you and me. And his reply. You know I like it better that way. Bring the silk one. So when Thursday rolled around, I dressed like I was flying out, just like always. Blue button-up. Black slacks. Work bag over my shoulder. I kissed Claire goodbye at 6:10 p.m. She was wearing her robe, hair wrapped in a towel. Smiling. Safe flight, she said. I didn't blink. Love you, I told her. That was the last time I said it. But I didn't go to the airport. I went to the cabin. And I wasn't alone. 2 black SUVs were already waiting near the tree line, tucked behind the brush. Inside, my attorney. A private investigator I'd hired 2 months ago. And 2 off-duty sheriff's deputies working private security. The cabin was already wired. Cameras. Mics. Night vision. Every angle covered. All feeding live into a secure cloud. We watched in silence. Claire arrived first. She unlocked the door like she'd done it 100 times before. Inside, she lit candles. Poured red wine. Turned on soft music. She wore that silk robe, the one she claimed was just for lounging around when I was away. It was romantic. Predictable. Scripted. And then Nathan walked in. No tie. Shirt already unbuttoned. Bottle of champagne in one hand, grin on his face. He leaned in. She didn't flinch. Their lips met like this was their ritual. That's when I opened the door. Claire gasped. Nathan froze. Bottle still midair. His face turned ghost white. I didn't say anything at first. I just stepped inside. Raised my phone. Pressed record. This is being live-streamed, I said. To a secure cloud. And about 300 pages of legal documentation. Claire stumbled back. Mark, what are you? I cut her off. Don't. Not one more lie. You already used them all. Nathan tried to speak. This isn't what it looks like. I stepped closer. No. Because what it looks like, is 3 months of digital key logs, over 40 text messages, audio recordings, facial recognition matches on the security cameras, and a schedule you helped write, designed to ship me out of town every time you wanted to get your hands on my wife. Claire broke. Tears. Stammering. But I didn't move. You didn't just cheat, I said. You performed. You rehearsed this. Over and over. While I was out there giving speeches, you were giving yourselves a show. Nathan dropped the bottle. Glass exploded across the cabin floor. I turned to the PI. Did we get everything? He nodded. Calm. Professional. All on tape. Time-stamped. Geotagged. Synced to backup. I looked at Claire. One last time. You made your choices, I said. This is mine. I walked out. No shouting. No begging. Just the crunch of gravel under my shoes. Behind me, the PI and the deputies began serving no-contact orders. Restraining documents. Legal notification of civil suits. One for Claire. One for Nathan. Claire tried to run after me. But this time, the door closed on her. And it stayed closed. By the time I got back to the city that night, everything was already in motion. I didn't sleep. Didn't eat. Didn't speak. I just sat there, alone, in my temporary apartment, still in my conference clothes, watching my laptop screen glow like a war map. Emails. Screenshots. Logs. IP addresses. Everything moving. Everything alive. The machine was running. And there was no stopping it now. But this? This didn't start with rage. It started with patience. With preparation. Weeks earlier, I bought 2 motion-sensitive cameras, small, discreet, designed to look like cheap air fresheners. I planted them inside the cabin Nathan always used, the same one he thought was his little secret love nest. How'd I get the code? Simple. I told the admin secretary I needed a quiet place to clear my head. She gave me the access log and key code like she was handing me a tissue. Then came the audio recorder. A sleek little device. The size of a pen. I slipped it into Claire's favorite handbag, the one she never left behind. She carried my proof everywhere without even realizing it. Everything synced to a private cloud. Every sigh. Every whisper. Every drunken laugh. Captured. Filed. Labeled. And at 3:12 a.m., the punishment began. Nathan's wife, yes, he had a wife, a sweet pediatric nurse who once made me sugar cookies for Christmas. Received a plain manila envelope on her doorstep. Inside, 4 photographs. No message. No signature. No return address. She didn't need one. At 6:45 a.m., Claire's parents got their copy. At 8 o'clock sharp, the hospital's internal ethics board received a digital tip from an anonymous sender. It included badge swipe logs, timestamped texts, cabin access entries, and a Dropbox link titled "Staff Conduct Violations, Private Use of Hospital Resources." By 10:15 a.m., my phone buzzed. "HR, Mark, can you step into conference room B at 10:30? Privately." I walked in. 3 people were waiting: compliance officer, director of operations, legal counsel. Tight faces. Sweaty coffee cups. Uncomfortable silence. "Mark," the director began. "There's been an incident involving Nathan Daniels." I nodded. Said nothing. "There are allegations, misuse of scheduling power, falsified rotations, inappropriate relationships with junior staff." The legal rep jumped in. "If any of this affected your work directly, we'd like to make sure you're protected and supported." I looked them dead in the eye. "I have nothing to add. But if you'd like me to stay quiet, I want a written guarantee. My department stays fully funded. No cuts. No oversight. And I don't want a single intern reassigned." They looked at each other. Done. By noon, the memo went out. "Due to serious violations of professional ethics, Mr. Daniels is no longer affiliated with our facility." That's all the staff needed to hear. Whispers started. Emails flew. Nathan didn't come in that day. Didn't come in the next. By Friday, his office was empty. Scrubbed. Erased. Leo. That coward tried to play it cool. For 12 hours. Then he started sweating. Forgetting steps. Calling in sick. I saw him Friday afternoon, crossing the parking lot with a box of personal items. Hoodie pulled up. Eyes down. We locked eyes for a split second. He looked away. Good. Claire called that night. 10 times. Then came the texts. "Please. Just talk to me. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. I didn't mean to fall for him. It was never serious. You were always the one I loved. I didn't reply. I didn't delete them either. I forwarded them straight to my attorney. Monday morning, I filed for divorce. Grounds: adultery, emotional cruelty, deception, fraudulent concealment. My attorney, Denise, cool-headed, razor-sharp, looked at the file, then at me and said, "Mark, this isn't a case. This is a demolition." I nodded. "Keep it clean. But make it final." Claire didn't contest anything. She couldn't. Not with the audio. Not with the video. Not with the signatures, the logs, the emails. She had no moves left. 2 weeks later, she moved out. Quiet. No explanations. No goodbyes. I let her take whatever she wanted. The bed. The dresser. The jewelry. The stupid throw pillows she was obsessed with. Everything. Except one thing. The wedding portrait. The one in the hallway, just above the steps. I left it hanging. But I took a black permanent marker. And wrote across the glass. "You made this choice." The next morning, I noticed the frame had shifted. Just half an inch. She'd reached out. Touched it. Then stopped. And that was enough. The news didn't come from Claire. Of course not. It came from Denise. My attorney. It was a Wednesday afternoon. I was sipping bad coffee in her downtown office, signing the final batch of divorce papers. When she slid a folder across the table. Her voice stayed calm, professional. But there was something sharper beneath it. "Mark," she said. "You need to know. Claire tested positive for an STI. Gonorrhea. Possibly more. It came up in our background filings through her insurance disclosures." I blinked. Once. I didn't speak. Denise continued. She submitted treatment paperwork with her change of address forms. It's legally accessible to us under spousal health transparency during active litigation. She leaned back, folding her hands. "I've already updated the divorce records. This strengthens your case further. Full protection, legally, financially, reputationally. And in case you were wondering." She slid me another piece of paper. "My test results. Clean. Across the board." I exhaled. Slowly. It wasn't relief. It was confirmation. Claire wasn't just unfaithful. She was careless. Reckless. Selfish to the bone. And now. The consequences had found her. That night, I got the message. From her. "Mark, please. I need to talk." I didn't respond. She called. 4 times. I let it ring out. The 5th time, I answered. I didn't speak. She did. "Mark. I went to the doctor. I have something. They said I must have had it for weeks. I don't know how long. I think I got it from Nathan. Or Leo. Or maybe." She trailed off. "I'm scared," she whispered. "They won't talk to me. Nathan blocked me. Leo just laughs when people bring me up. I'm not even sure who gave it to me. They all turned on me." Her voice cracked. "I can't eat. I can't sleep. I'm taking meds. I don't know who I am anymore." I let the silence stretch. And then I said. "You made this choice." She sobbed. "I know. But they used me, Mark. They said things. Promised things. Then laughed in my face." She paused. "I thought I had power. But I was just a game to them." I nodded to myself. That. I already knew. Those men. They were never in it for love. Or care. Or connection. They were in it for the thrill. The secrecy. The conquest. And when it was over, they discarded her like spoiled wine. Too sour to swallow, too familiar to enjoy again. Now she was alone. Sick. Ruined, physically, emotionally, and socially. But me? I was clean. I was alive. And I was better. You're not a victim, Claire, I said softly. You're just the last one at the table who realized she was being played. Click. I hung up. She texted after that. Long, rambling messages. Pity soaked in manipulation. I didn't block her. I didn't reply either. Instead, I opened my notes app. Typed one final line. They laughed when I wasn't looking. Now I laugh because they can't. The next morning, I went for a run. First time in months. The air was cold, but I felt warm inside. Free. Unchained. I ran past the cafe Claire and I used to go to. The barista waved. Long time no see, Mark. I smiled. Yeah. Long time. I ordered 2 coffees. 1 black. 1 oat milk cappuccino. This time, I drank them both.